evening, keepers of the cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and joining me just like every Thursday, we have my good buddy, Digger Jim. Jim, what's up tonight, sir?
Hey.
Oh man, I am so happy. I don't work tomorrow. I love working forward to being off on Friday, even though I still have a job to do. Because if you're married for 50,000 years like me, Mama got a list for you to do. She don't care that you're off. So, but it's gonna be all right. We're gonna make it happen.
You know how you nip that in the bud, right? You have a list for her too. Those lists will get shorter for you.
Yeah,
That's true.
The list can go two ways, Jim. Now, first, before I introduce our guest, I'm going to apologize to all you guys because I'm battling a cold. The voice is hoarse. I thought I was going to lose it today, but it's still here. So, unfortunately, you still got to hear me. But joining us for the first time, and a pleasure to meet him, we have Brucifer from Kingdomofnerds. Good evening, sir. It is great to meet you. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Just getting everything ready. I'm leaving tomorrow morning for Canada. I'm going to Niagara Falls Con for the first time.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Hopefully I find some good stuff.
Right? Now, see, Niagara Falls is an hour away from me. It's not too far.
Oh, then why aren't you going?
I have to get my enhanced license still.
What does that mean?
I just got mine like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I got to go do that.
Explain that, sir.
Enhanced license. So here in New York, you can get an enhanced license, which allows you to go into Canada. It doesn't work anywhere else. It's not a passport. It just works for Canada.
I got you. But if you had a passport, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think if I should just go full passport or just get the enhanced license.
Well, it also works for planes because you need a real ID or a New York enhanced license to get on planes now.
Yeah, which I'm going to have to get because, just if I'm flying anywhere, you got to have it.
I have the real ID, all that nonsense.
So what we'd like to do on this show, Brucifer, is when we start out, we're going to have you introduce yourself, say a little bit about where people can find you, what your channel's about. Then we'll go say hi to the crowd, and then we'll come back and we'll start you off on your first book.
Awesome. You can catch me on my channel, Kingdom of Nerds, live Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And I do a lot of recorded content with reaction videos. I cover comics, pop culture stuff. I just started a series on the hard to find DCU logo variants from the 90s. And I'm also on Renovision, the Qualified on Friday nights at 9:15 p.m. Qualified is pretty much comic book, Star Wars, pop culture, everything for everyone. So
nice.
Pretty much it.
And you're on IG as well.
Yes, Kingdom of Nerds _.
All right, so you keep a little busy, just a smidgen.
Just a little.
just
if I didn't stay busy, I'd be in trouble.
Right, I hear you. All right, let's say hi to our audience tonight. First in this evening, we have Brian LCS. Good evening, Brian. Great to see you. We have Cliff on Comics, who we were just talking tons of shit about backstage. What a bastard that guy.
Damn, Cliffy.
No good SOB. Just
a heart emoji.
We love you. We have Dan's Comic Corner. Good evening, Dan.
Listen, I'm going to see Cliff at Heroes Con. He might hug the bejesus out of me if I'm not nice to him now.
All right. Double O, great to see you. Scott from Hoarders Hide, good evening, sir. And, of course, we love Cliff on this channel. He's a semi-regular. Steve White, good evening, buddy. Comic Cap Collectibles. Rich, how you doing tonight, sir? Great to see you. Kenneth Bird, good evening, sir. And right now, people are still joining. So as I like to do in the show, as people are joining, I will highlight a comment from them. I'll give them a quick tip of the hat, but I will not interrupt our guests because this is his hour. Ooh. So without further ado, we're going to kick it over to you, Brucifer. We're going to let you show your first book.
Oh, okay. Let's see. First book?
Yes, sir.
I love animation, and I loved Hanna-Barbera animation the most.
Oh yes! Oh my God!
You know what's coming.
Hanna-Barbera is awesome.
So I have Johnny Quest, number 3, Dave Stevens cover in a 9/8.
Yes.
And we've talked about Johnny Quest quite a bit in the show. One of the best all-time theme songs of a cartoon ever. As soon as that started, that thing got you pumped. You were ready to go.
I will say, watching Johnny Quest, it toughens you up as a kid because if you could watch Johnny Quest, you could watch anything. I don't think you can get away with Johnny Quest today.
No.
Right?
No.
See what trouble Johnny and Haji were getting in that week.
I know.
Grace Bandit was
poor Bandit.
Yep.
You know, if they were to do Johnny Quest today, they would need a trigger warning for all these soft kids that are out there.
Right. Well, you know what's funny too, right? Like growing up in the 80s and stuff, all the content, like whether you're talking Goonies or Monster Squad or any of those 80s flicks, any of the 80s cartoons, they're all E.T. especially were predicated on bad parenting.
Oh, yes.
None of those parents knew where their kids were. They didn't know they were hanging out with an alien with a glowing finger or finding a sunken treasure.
But you know, I knew a couple kids like that. I mean, like I straight up knew latchkey kids that at any given, you know, I mean, like I had a friend that would come over all the time and be like, "Why don't you just stay for dinner?" He's like, "Okay," because I knew his mom was still working.
Yeah.
Like, and there was no chance that he was going to have to go home and eat like peanut butter and jelly. And my mom knew it too. So she'd be like, at least he's going to get one good meal. That's what she would say.
I literally wish I had parents like that. I was not allowed to leave with a block radius. I had to be in before the lights turned on the streets. And if I stayed out past dusk, my mother was out looking for me.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes, but you knew you were loved.
Yeah.
Yes. I wanted cool parents. I didn't want parents. I wanted cool parents.
Ones that would abandon me every once in a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leave me home.
My parents were like, well, we know that son of a bitch is going to get hungry. He'll be home.
He'll be home. He's out there somewhere.
That's an excellent starting book, sir.
Yes. Great book. Great show. Already down memory lane. All right. Number two, sir.
Number 2 is this book I bought because I have many breaks in my collecting from 95 to 2000, then from 2004 to 2008 and 2009. And this one was one of the first books I bought when I started back. So it holds a special place for me. Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel, number 1.
Wow, oh, nice. Which is impossible to find.
Yeah. I didn't even know I had it until I was going through my collection. I was like, oh, what's this?
Isn't that the best?
Yeah, it is.
Like, I found that with the Voltron 3-issue run. I'm like, oh, I got these? Who knew? But yeah, what a find that one is, though. That's a pricey find.
And, you know, and to be in a box for, 14 years before I got this graded and got a 9.8, which was amazing.
Right? It's just a testament to how good you take care of your books. Now, is that a book you've read too? I
haven't read it yet, but it's there. It's funny because I bought the first issue, but never picked up the rest of the run while I was collecting.
Oh, wow. Well, at least you got the one that's worth a lot of money, right?
Yeah. But I'm gonna have to sit down and read the 6-issue series or 5-ish. Was it 5 or 6? So I have to pick that up. And then my next book. Who wasn't a fan of the gorgeous Linda Carter growing up?
Oh, yeah. Anyone that was alive.
Me.
Right?
So, growing up watching the Wonder Woman series, I had to get this book, Wonder Woman 77 Special, number 1, signed by Linda Carter.
What? Signed by her? Oh, wow.
Signed by Linda Carter.
Now, did she do that at CGC or did you just see her on the, at somewhere?
Oh, I sent it in for CGC private signing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really surprised when this came back in 9.8. I was very happy. And it's a gorgeous cover.
Yeah, that's phenomenal stuff right there. Now, I'm not trying to be a creeper or anything, but I kind of think I have narrowed down the 2 houses that one of them I think is hers. Like, so I used to leave work and I would cut, and because I'm in Maryland and she had a place in Northern Virginia, and I used to have to, I'd hate going through the bridge. So I'd go through this back way, and then you'd come across the bridge and then go to avoid all the traffic. You'd cut into this neighborhood, and it was all these, like, very well off people. And I'm like, I swear, I think that's Linda Carter's house.
Jim, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah,
well, I was going to say,
Linda Carter. It's not like I'm scaling the wall or anything. I'm just going, hi, Linda, as I go home.
Brucifer, he says he's not creepy regardless of what the restraining order says.
That's right.
Yeah, I know.
But
the first or the second one.
Right.
Exactly.
No, he's a double digits.
I'm like, man, but she's always doing stuff around here. That's why I should definitely get a book signed.
So was she one of your big crushes growing up, Brucifer? Like
Kinda.
celebrity crushes?
Kinda.
Because like I had, it was her, and it was her and Aaron Gray from Buck Rogers.
It was a toss up between Linda Carter and Tom Selleck for me.
There you go. Magnum PI.
Magnum PI.
Again, another iconic song. When that song started, you were there.
I told my wife if she wanted to get she wants to get another dog, and I'm like, hold on, if we're getting another dog, let's get
there you
two.
go, Jim. Autographs and restraining orders can't be verified.
Shout out to Double J. He's from Renovision.
Double J's right on. I told her if you would, let's get two dogs, and she was like, really? I was like, yes, and they're going to be Dobermans, and they're gonna train them just like they did on Magnum PI. I want them to be, Zeus and Apollo. They're gonna patrol the house. And he's like,
I will say this: Gal Gadot does not hold a candle to Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. Thank you very much.
I love her too. I love Gal Gadot's too. I think she's wonderful. I think she's got charisma. But I grew up on Linda Carter. I was in front of that TV watching that every time it was on.
Yeah, come on.
I always thought Catherine Bach was a little overrated, Brad.
Yeah.
But now a couple of the Charlie's Angels.
I can't remember the
not Farrah, some other ones.
The girl's name from
Farrah was the easy one to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that girl from TJ Hooker?
Oh, that was she was on Dynasty. Heather Locklear.
Yeah. Was it her? She wasn't bad looking either.
Yeah, wasn't
Heather Locklear? Heather Locklear's name, because all I could think of is John Lovitz.
Yeah.
Tommy Flanders.
I love it.
Yeah. Then we talk about Heather Locklear and Morgan Fairchild.
Oh yeah.
Whom I've seen naked. Yeah, that's a ticket.
All right.
I just saw Morgan Fairchild recently on Days of Our Lives.
Oh my God, she's on Days.
Yeah. Oh, was it Days? It was either Days or it was Days. I was like, wow, plastic surgery is really holding her together.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and when it doesn't, it looks horrid.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom Cruise is melting now, so.
Yeah.
Oh, Cheryl Ladd. That was the other one from Charlie's.
Oh, Cheryl Ladd.
Yeah.
Her and Kate Jackson.
Nah.
They were the real stars of that show.
Right? Silver Spoons. I mean, the only reason I wanted to watch that show is because of Aaron Gray.
Shout out to Joe Doolin. He's from my channel in Renovision.
Space. All right, number 4. We're getting off track here, Bruce.
I know. Where's this going? Come on.
This is going great. What are you talking about? This is awesome.
Jane Seymour's a classic beauty. Yes.
One of my favorite Warner Brother cartoons. You'll see a lot of my comics are influenced by movies, anime shows. Awesome. One of my favorite 90s cartoons was Animaniacs.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Hello Nurse, blah blah blah. And I've been trying to get this book for a long time. And Animaniacs #1, which is also a DCU logo variant.
Oh, nice.
Now, see, I've never seen that book.
You never seen this book?
I've never seen that book. And that's got to be a first for here. Right, Gary?
Oh,
No, we get lots of first books on here. That's the great thing about it. Everyone's got their own individual taste.
No, I meant the first Animaniacs.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the first Animaniacs.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, in the
now we need a Tiny Toons.
20 years we've been doing this show, I've never seen it.
Yeah, it had a long run actually.
Oh yeah. And that's in talking about cartoons our kids couldn't grow up on today, right? The original Looney Tunes.
Oh no, yeah,
Looney Tunes,
smoking and everything else. Are you kidding me?
Again, I get
giving the bird giving the bird a cigarette and a blindfold.
Oh jeez,
Elmer Fudd shooting every wild animal he came across.
Yeah. That would never fly today.
Now
Animaniacs is great. That cover pops too with the yellow.
Yeah,
it's
a great cover, and it got Pinky and the Brain on it.
Yeah, that I love, Pinky and the Brain.
Now, if you had to choose between Animaniacs and Johnny Quest, where are you going?
Johnny Quest, of course.
Yeah, I'll say
there's no way. I'm sorry, Johnny Quest, Dundar the Barbarian, Herculoid.
I love Dundar, but I'm a barbarian.
The Galaxy Trio, Space Ghost, the Blue Falcon.
Right.
Today's animation cartoons do not compare to old school animation from that back then.
And Scooby-Doo never gets old. I love Scooby-Doo.
No, Scooby doesn't get old. Oh, no, Shaggy.
Yeah, I still watch the movies today. I'm like, ooh, some of those movies are great. Some aren't, but some are. My favorite after the original run of Scooby-Doo, my favorite run is the Mystery Inc. that's on Netflix. That was so adult and real monsters. It was pretty cool. Yeah, that was good. I also liked the 3 seasons of Scooby-Doo Where Are You that came later too. I thought that was a really good show.
Yeah.
Right. What you doing?
Oh, he's calling you out.
Listen, D. Let's see your Scooby-Doo impressions.
He's got freaking issues.
Douchebag.
Oh, yeah. All right. Animaniacs number 5, sir. There's always one heckler.
Yeah. Where's Jackson Roy Kirk?
Right.
My family's from the South, so I always love a Southern lady.
Yes.
And it doesn't get more Southern than Sugar. First appearance of Rogue, Avengers Annual number 10.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And even though she's not on the cover.
Just in shadow. But
yeah,
I have this a few times, but I love it for a different reason. It has 2 of my favorite characters in it. Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, and Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. And I just love that opening with her scooping down and save her in the water, and it sets up this friendship that's still going in the comics today.
Man, that battle of Rogue and Miss Marvel when they finally broke. Oh, that was such a great fight.
But even in the Kelly, did you read the Captain Marvel run by Kelly Thompson where they kind of buried the hatchet? It was great.
No, I did not.
That whole 15 issue run's amazing.
That's from like the 2013, 2011 run?
No, that was like 2020 to 2022.
Oh, 2020.
Like yeah. But it was fantastic. But I also like too, like a lot of people don't know, her second appearance is in Rom Space Knight, another one of my favorite series. And it was just funny how much that character's evolved over the years.
Yeah,
you wouldn't recognize her from the early days.
They really gave her a lot of shine and spotlight, like the Mutant Massacre heading towards Inferno. Oh, yeah. That was when they really gave her her own identity as a character.
Right.
And Jim Lee drawing her didn't hurt her any either.
Yeah. Savage Land, Jim Lee.
Oh.
He put
definitely love the Danvers.
I will say this, that Magneto Rogue relationship just came out of nowhere, freaked me out as a kid. Like, what's going on here?
This isn't right
for me.
This isn't right. This is not right.
Now you see, I always say too, like when they see another X-Men movie, I don't want it to be like a world or universe saving event. I would just love it down to earth. Them with the Morlocks storyline, bring in the Morlocks and just keep it street level with the Morlocks. Oof. I would just love a nice, simple story like that with those two.
I would love to see a really good written movie with Callisto, Mask, and Caliban. Oh, that would be so good. Give me the Storm Caliban fight. I mean, on Callisto fight. I'll take that in a movie any day of the week.
And that Caliban issue where he premieres is like underrated. It has Spider Woman and Dazzler and everyone in it, and Kitty Pryde.
You know, I thought they were really going to do something with Caliban when they made him a hound. I was like, you know, maybe they'll elevate him, but a lot of those mutants are so forgotten now.
Right, they just slip through the cracks and they're gone.
Yeah.
Well, it just takes like one creator, like a James Gunn or someone like that, to put them in a movie, and all of a sudden they're the most popular character out there for a few years.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And then they go from D-list and they go up to like A-list for a while, then they settle at that C level but where they appear regularly. But
yep.
You know, who would have thought the Guardians of the Galaxy would have became a household name?
Right? Or Peacemaker, for crying out loud. Peacemaker? Come on.
Vigilante.
Yeah, Vigilante.
Eagly was the star of that series.
Eagly.
Oh no! The star of that series is James Gunn's wife.
I do love Hard Case. She's great. She's a great actor. I don't care what anybody says. She's a great actress, and she deserves the roles.
See, I think the same thing about Hannah John Kamen. A lot of people give her crap, and I love her as an actress. She is a great genre actress. You put her in something, like when they had announced her originally as Red Sonja, I was all for it. And now I'm all for Matilda Lutz too, because she's also a great genre actress. If anyone's ever seen Revenge, that movie's amazing.
Nice. I was watching what I watched this week. I watched a series called Sirens, and it has Millie Alcock and Juliette Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Millie Alcock acting is next level. I am so glad they picked her. I'm so glad they picked up a Supergirl. I knew she was great in House of Dragons, but her acting and just like, whoa, she's an adult.
Right. I think that too about I was just watching some stuff with her too, but Anna de Armas, like I want to see her in the MCU. I'd love to see her cast as Jessica Drew.
Oh,
that'd be interesting.
Be a good fit. Huh.
Yeah,
because what was that Mad Max movie she was just in? Fury Road, or no, not Fury Road.
And I'm waiting for the ballerina, which is coming out June 6th. Right. She was great in Knives Out. Knives Out was a fun movie, man.
Knives Out.
Knives Out has been a pleasant surprise. That's it. The whole universe he got going over there. I can't wait for the next one.
I've lost. Oh, we saw Animaniacs. We haven't gone from Animaniacs yet, have we?
No, we did.
No, we did. We had Rogue. First Rogue.
We did Rogue. First Rogue.
Yeah, we have First Rogue.
All right, now we're on to the next one.
All right.
But that First Rogue is one of my favorite books at Avengers Annual 10.
I have so many copies of that book.
It's a busy cover for me, but it tells a lot. That's the point. I mean, it still is what it is.
No way, Matt. So that was one of my favorite reads of that year was Matt King's Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. That read is amazing. The art by Bill Kuss-Evely is incredible.
I like the read. The art was okay. I'm not going to say that it was.
Yeah, it was a very different look at Supergirl than we've seen before, and I really enjoyed that run. Hopefully, James Gunn is able to incorporate that into the movie.
And just the little things in that series, right? Like the way she holds herself back consciously every day to be around other people and stuff like that. Just the little things, like the really character deep dive, which was fantastic.
You know, it really dives into unlike Clark, who didn't remember anything. She remembers everything.
Right.
And she has to deal with it every day and hold back and stop from killing 10,000 people.
Right.
All right. This book is pretty much a cover by.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's from one of my
Wake
favorite
Up.
artists, Humberto Ramos.
Oh yeah.
I love his work. So it's Strange Academy #1.
I love that series. It's so good.
Are you sure we're not like separated at birth or something, bro? Because everything you're showing is just exactly in my wheelhouse, man. Exactly.
Dude, it's literally like we have the same parents.
And I love Scotty Young's writing on this series. It's so incredible.
Okay,
it's so
let's
good.
talk about that for a minute. He carried that book. I mean, I've got every single issue. The one I want to get is the what is it? A Pena cover.
Oh, the 1 in 50 Opina. Oh my God, the Breakfast Club.
God, I want that so bad.
I want that book so bad.
And I'm just like, honey, what do we got to sell? Then I can get this. She goes, sell everything you've got in that room and maybe you can get it.
You know, hopefully I can find it in Niagara Falls this weekend because, you know, conversion rate is in my favor when it comes to the dollar.
Right.
So.
Now, let me ask you, would you get it raw or would you get it slabbed already?
I would get it. I would probably get it raw
right.
if it was presents really well and didn't have if it didn't have any spine color breaking spine ticks. I could deal with spine ticks because I press my own books. So
okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I if I can find it raw, that would be the first thing I would do is send it to I'd probably send it up to Rich, Comic Cap Collectibles, because he does a lot of pressing and he's good at it. And then I'd be like, all right, let's send that to CGC because I got
a good local presser. I just bring anything I need pressed. I just bring it to him. Put it in a folder.
I don't have that luxury, so I got to deal with people that I can trust. And I know.
Well, that's because you're spending too much time outside Linda Carter's house.
I know exactly. Or I'm digging holes somewhere.
Now, who's your favorite Academy character, Brucifer?
Emily.
Nice.
Because she's just like, you know, you think that she's just with this sweet, misunderstood girl, but then towards what was the second series, she just goes all dark and just holy crap.
Yeah, she becomes the ultimate villain.
It's so good. Well, and not only that, the art these characters go on is great. Like he balanced all those characters so well.
Yeah.
Well, they all got to tell a piece of their story. You know, Dormammu's kid, for crying out loud. I mean, what is that like to be? You know, and then
but I love that romance with him and
Emily. Yeah, sure. I mean, but then you have what's her name? The zombie girl. I mean, like imagine
Zoe. Is her name Zoe?
Yeah, I think it's Zoe. If you take off the amulet, I mean, people freak out.
Yeah, just like how do you deal with that as a child growing up as a teenager,
right?
And throw in high school with that.
Yeah. Woo. So I mean, it was written very well. The art is amazing. I remember going in the LCS that I used to go to before it disappeared, and I said, I just want something new. And he said, here, this is new. It just came out, and it was just a regular. I think it was even like the second or third printing of it at that point. And I read it and was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be in my pool box 100%.
Well, it was great because you know what it felt like to me? It felt like old school Marvel to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Something different, a good team book. You're throwing a bunch of different characters at the wall, seeing how they meld together. And the writer's either going to make it work or they're not going to make it work. And, you know, and luckily they stuck the landing.
And they didn't always have like pure villains. I mean, like some stuff they had to fight or had to go through was like, you know, just circumstances of being in the magic world and and where they were located and drawing magic, you know, if you're drawing all that magic, what's being taken away. And, you know, I mean, like Gaslight at the end there, he was one of their villains, like a real villain. And
Gaslight was a cool concept villain. I wish they do more with that villain.
Yep.
So
now,
cool.
Brucifer, if it was going to get adapted, would you want to see it live action first or an animated show or movie first?
I would rather have it animated because
100%.
Marvel fans are way too finicky and picky nowadays. Yeah. They can't just enjoy a movie.
Too many people, I think hating validates them.
Yes. And everyone is an armchair director, a cinematographer,
caster,
a writer. You know, when they showed the first Superman teaser, it was very well. The color gradient is off. I'm like, what? Like, when did you guys go to film school? What?
Right. And why are you so busy trying to dissect something at that level instead of just enjoying what they're actually trying to put in front of you? You're trying to get an essence of something, a feel of something.
Yeah. You know, if we had the internet in the 80s, people would not have gone to see a lot of great movies that bombed. Right. They would have bombed. A lot of these great movies would have bombed.
Well, and I get people ask me, "Oh, who would you cast as this person?" I'm like, I don't care as long as they're a good actor. You never know who the next breakout role is for somebody.
Yeah.
You know, and then when they cast Hannah John Kamen as Red Sonja, a lot of people threw a fit. Then when they cast Matilda Lutz as her, a lot of people threw a fit. I was like, guys, you don't know. You all threw a fit when Michael Keaton was cast as Batman, and he's everyone's favorite Batman.
That was me. I threw a fit.
You threw a fit when Heath Ledger was cast as a Joker, and he was absolutely amazing. No one's played it better since.
Yeah.
You know,
I knew Heath Ledger would be great because I had watched a couple of his movies before he became Joker, and he was an amazing actor. Amazing.
And so is Robert Pattinson's a great actor. Oh no, the Twilight guy. I'm like, no. Have you watched anything else he's ever done?
I know
that dude can act his ass off.
The Lighthouse. I was just like, what's going on here?
But that dude can act. He's been in some great stuff, and people, oh no, is he going to make it spark? Shut up.
The Twilight guy. That was like 20 plus years ago.
Right.
It's the same thing with the co-star. What's her name? I forgot her name from Twilight.
And he was a good Batman, which I thought, when they called. But I really like Ben Affleck as Batman. He was the most physically imposing Batman we had. And to me, it's hard to pull off. Most of the actors that play Batman, they can either play Bruce Wayne or they can play Batman, but they're not good at both. Right. And I thought Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck were the two best at playing both.
Right.
And I thought Robert Pattinson was a really good Batman. And I think his Bruce Wayne's coming along with, his Bruce Wayne had a lot of heart to him, which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand that the Batman is like year
Kristen Stewart?
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
She's an amazing actor.
She is. And she was in a movie too that I love that it got bombed because she was in it. And that's the Underwater, which was a great, like, Lovecraftian type movie.
Oh. And she's done a lot of indie. She's really done a lot of good indie stuff.
Yeah, but also a decent actress. Yeah. See, we're just going off the rails here. I
don't know what's going on here.
That's okay. That's okay.
So this is what we do. We go off on tangents, Brucifer. We just have fun.
I don't mind.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Strange Academy, we all love it.
Yes. All right. Now, I am not a Peter, Mary Jane stan like most Spider-Man fans. I am all for Peter and Felicia.
I love Felicia Hardy, but I don't think she's Peter's ultimate. But I am a huge fan of that character. I collect all sorts of Black Cat stuff. Go ahead, sir.
So, with that being said, Amazing Spider-Man 194.
Okay.
Appearance of Black Cat.
Okay.
I got 2 low grade copies of that.
Yeah, I have a copy together. Yeah, I don't have no 9.4. Did you like sell a kidney to get that or something? Come on.
What? I actually I bought it in a lower grade, cracked it, pressed it, and it came back a 9.4, and I got it signed by Marv Wolfman.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
that's a nice.
There you go. And get Sydney Sweeney to play Felicia.
I've been championing that for years now. Ever since I've seen her in Euphoria, I was like, that's Felicia.
Right? You know an underserved Spider character I really like too is Maddie Franklin.
Oh yeah.
That series was dark, but it was so good.
So good. There's so many Spider-Man supporting characters and villains, and it seems like they just keep going back to the same ones over and over.
They do. And there's one I want them to put in a movie because I think he's a great character. And he's also underused in the comics. One of my favorite Spider-Man, and he's not really a villain. He's kind of an anti-hero, is Cardiac.
Oh, yes.
Cardiac.
I remember.
He's got a great story. He's got a legit cause.
Right.
Was that Eric Larson created him?
Yeah.
Right? Yes. See, I know. See, for you guys, I may be a DC fanboy, but I do know my Marvel history. Damn it, I know Marvel. Damn it.
Cardiac was a great character. Fanboy. The key is to not hate on other people's fans.
No, I don't hate on anybody.
Right?
No.
I wasn't accused. I'm just saying, like in general, because I'm a Marvel guy, but all these things work best when they all work in conjunction with each other.
Yes, because
that's when they're strongest.
What people don't realize is if Marvel and DC fails, we all fail.
Right.
You know, if Marvel and DC well, if Marvel's doing well, that makes DC want to do better. If DC's doing well, makes Marvel want to do better.
Right.
Right. And whichever one is creating the most interesting comics.
Yes.
That's more sales for each one, for all comics in general.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just
somebody's gonna go in and see. Yeah, they're gonna end up doing that a Marvel one. I mean, like I would say I'm probably predominantly Marvel, but growing up I read DC books because I absolutely love George Perez. And so all the Titan books were read in my house. And I also loved what like Mike Grell did with the Legion back in the day.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he made the Legion sexy. I was like, oh my God. You know, I brought one of those books home and my mother was like, what is that? I was like, it's a comic book. It is. Trust me, it's a comic book. And she's like, is she going to put any clothes on? And I was like, no. And I'm going back to my room now. Thank you. But I mean, like, it was just
You're right, because the Legion, when they were in Superboy and Adventure Comics, they were not like that at all.
No, he made them adult up a little bit, which is what they needed to do to a degree. Even Superboy looked more like in his 20s, not a kid. And so it was time, and Mike Grell did a great job with it.
Now, were you a Black Cat fan from the first issue? Like, did you actually read it back when it came out? And you're like, because I read it when it came out, like when I was young, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this character.
I got into Spider-Man later on. I was predominantly a X-Men fan.
Yeah.
You know, Spider-Man I got into later. So I went back and all her appearances, you know, the way Larson drew Felicia and Todd, it just
I love Larson's
on
Spider-Man. Yes. And I always say I don't think you could have had anyone else go in after Todd and do such a bang up job like Larson did. He came in again, another artist with their very own distinctive style, and he owned that book.
Yeah. His run is so underappreciated. It really is.
It is. And some of the classic covers people think of, they automatically assign it to another artist. Like, no, that's Larson that you're thinking of.
So.
Oh man.
All right, number 8, sir.
All right, number 8. We have 8 in already?
I know, right? Well, we've already been going 40 minutes. We're doing well. We're having a great time.
40 minutes.
When you're having fun, it doesn't
I didn't realize it. All right. I may criticize this series, but at heart, I love this series. I blame George Lucas for a lot of the mishandlings of Star Wars. You know, a 20-year gap where he could have been making movies and shows.
Right.
So Star Wars #1. There we go. Nice. Signed by, who's this signed by? Signed by Roy Thomas.
Nice.
One of my he is my all-time favorite comics writer, Roy Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, especially, you know, Conan the Barbarian, the fan I am, and just growing up on his Conans and everything else he touched was just fantastic.
You know, you don't realize how many these writers back in the day, they wrote so many books monthly.
Right.
You know, current writers, you know, there's only a few that can write monthly. A lot of them, they need breaks.
Right.
They're not doing 4 and 5 titles like they were back in the 80s.
These guys were living it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
because like him and another one of my favorites from back then was Bill Mantlo. I mean, he wrote the whole ROM run. He wrote some micro. Bill Mantlo just wrote so much great stuff.
I remember all these guys would also jump into Marvel 2-in-1s. Marvel team ups. They'd go and say, "Hey, can you do because they would just come up with a short story."
Yeah,
that's what made those books so great. I got the whole run of it just for that reason.
Well,
none of this crossover crap. It's 2 issues with Spider-Man, and I know what's going to happen. We're going to have 2 issues, and that's it.
And then
I don't have to go over and go here to buy this book that I don't care about. I loved it. It was simple back then.
And Roy Thomas had DC too, right? You had Erotic, which is great. Plus, you had him like the second volume 2 of Secret Origins is Roy Thomas.
Yeah.
It's Marvel and DC had lost their way with just telling a short story. Just getting characters together, like you said, 2-in-1s. I don't need a long crossover event with 96 side titles.
Right. Or a 12-issue story arc in every character's book. It's okay to have one-offs.
Yes. It works. All right. Next book. People know that I'm a big fan of the Big Red Cheese. M.I. Fawcett and Golden Age Marvel family. And Black Adam has always been my favorite anti-villain.
Yeah.
And when, at least I got a Black Adam movie out of it. It was The Rock, but I still enjoyed it. Shazam number 28, the second appearance of Black Adam.
Nice.
Wow. How well does that present? Look at that sucker.
It presents really well for an 8.0.
I got that book somewhere. I think I got it in a mystery box.
I love this
such
book.
A great cover.
Yep, and it's who does the cover? It's a Schaffenberger cover.
Okay.
Schaffenberger cover. So
the
world's mightiest mortal.
There's a DC run from that time I want to put together. I want that 7-issue ISIS series.
Oh yeah, ISIS. Did you watch the show?
That's why I want it.
Yeah, man. Come on.
I was in front of that TV to watch ISIS.
No, I showed my friend's son. What was it? Some I think it was on Tubi. Some old episodes of Shazam. And he was like, "How do you watch this? It's so old."
It's not
special effects.
That this old man and this young guy are in this van together riding around. That's not creepy. That's my sense. That's kind of creepy.
It was kind of creepy,
up, man. It's awesome. All right, you just remember
it's very awesome.
Man, at the end, it's turned into Shazam. Just watch that part.
Well, even with the ice, right? They always have like that one person. All of a sudden, they're just not in the group anymore, but no one can ever put it together.
Yeah. Like, where did Angela go, or whatever? She went behind that bush.
They didn't have NDAs back then.
And that woman that played Isis was gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Right, number 10, sir.
What was that?
I know, right? Like,
what was that other show?
All these like flashbacks of like all these people we loved watching when we were younger. Like especially Greatest American Hero. I love that show.
I love Greatest American Hero.
That theme song is still on my playlist. That song never gets old.
It never gets old. I was so upset when they changed him out. I was like,
right.
I was like, what are they doing? It's a hit show. What are you doing? All right.
Tales of the Gold Monkey on YouTube right now. That show was great. So many good Lost shows.
Land of the Lost, Lee Stacks.
Yep.
Oh, so good. And I guess this would be number 10.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I first got introduced to this character in Batman and the Outsiders.
Oh, nice.
So I had to grab his first appearance. DC has done a lot of good stuff with him, and animated series and his own series, Black Lightning #1.
Oh
nice.
yeah,
And another great cover.
Yes,
Tony Isabella. Yeah,
I love this cover.
So many great journeymen in comics back then, right? Just they were doing everything. Like you were talking about the writers, so were the artists that were working on the books. They were doing the covers, they were doing the interiors, the inkers.
Yeah. Now, if you ever wanna watch something, go over to my buddy Bearded Comic Bros channel and listen to him interview Tony Isabella. It gets spicy. I mean,
really,
Tony Isabella is not. He don't play no more. Like he's at that age, he's just like letting it all go. Because actually, I want to say the show still might have been on, or it had just ended the whole Black Lightning TV show.
Yeah.
And he talks about the comics, he talks about Marvel, he talks about the show. I mean, and
I really enjoyed that Black Lightning show. It got a little out there towards the end, but for the first 2 seasons, it was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I just thought it was interesting. I'm watching it, I'm going, oh my god, this guy is getting raw. Like
I would have to check that out.
I mean, I guess he doesn't care if he works for Marvel anymore at all.
Yeah, after a certain point, a lot of these artists don't care anymore. They just start.
Well, they know, right? They're doing the con circuit. That's why when I go to a con, I'm looking for the Al Milgrams. I'm looking for Joe Stanton. I'm looking for people that aren't the flavor. Nothing against Scotty Young, but flavor of the month. Flavor of the year, flavor of the next couple years, whatever. These guys had their time, and somebody, I don't remember what stream I was on, they were complaining because, again, Mike Grell, he charges a lot for his signature, but guess what? He doesn't draw books anymore. Yeah. So he has to make his money at the cons and whatever he can pick up. Yeah. So I'm happy to support the man.
A lot of these guys are legends, and they can charge whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jim, if you ever get the chance, and you want to meet one of the nicest people out there, and his wife is a lovely person too, you gotta. If you see Keith Williams somewhere, you gotta stop and talk to Keith Williams.
Okay.
That dude is so genuine and so nice, and his wife is always with him, and she's so nice. I have a beautiful She-Hulk up there. He did, oh my gosh! But again, another journeyman in comics.
Right.
All right, so we're at number 11 with an extended personal story.
Number 11.
Unless you want to do the spec first, it's your choice.
It's fine. I could do the extended. Back in 2008, the beginning of 2008, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. Oh. And then he was cancer free in May of that year.
Nice.
So I was in the comic book store, new comic book day, buying books in August of that year, and I got a phone call that the cancer had came back and spread to his brain, and he only had a few months to live. So this is one book that I had in my hand when I got the call that I will never get rid of because it's so special to me from that day. And my father was a big influence of me collecting comic books.
Okay.
Big Green Lantern fan, Superman, Batman.
Right on.
Nice.
So I had this in my hand that day. All-Star Batman and Robin, The Boy Wonder, #10.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Jim Lee cover, right?
Yep, Jim Lee.
Man, those covers are awesome.
And this is the one where he curses in proper editing. Right. The era version.
You got the era version.
Yeah, so this book will always remind me of my dad and the few months I had left with him after I got this book. So
and I was gonna say too, kind of funny that you had that kind of a book in your hand because that's kind of like a father-son book too. When you think about Bruce with his Robins, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's funny. He took in so many broken boys over the years. that would be wrong today, but back then it was okay.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, he raised them. He helped to raise them.
Dick was his father.
Right.
I forgot what issue it was when Dick went. He was older. He went up to Bruce and you are my father.
Right.
You're the only father I know. That was so touching. I forgot what book that was. Might have been after Dark Crisis sometime.
Him and Alfred. I mean, like if you've ever read that recent, book where Alfred writes the letter to him after he dies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was weeping like a baby reading that thing.
So touching.
And my brother's like, listen, you need to sit down when you read this. And I was like, really? He's like, it's really good. And I was like,
Alfred always thought of Bruce like his son. He always took care of him like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bruce was a horrible son to Alfred.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Oh, he's kind of a horrible dad too. All right, now I'm taking care of you. You got to go fight crime and put your
right. You got to go fight crime with me.
Yeah, go fight crime. It's
no
all right.
Meals in this mansion, Mister.
Yeah, no free meal.
And finding out Alfred was a billionaire, I'm like, wait, what?
Right, he'd had all that money sucked away because Bruce was giving him, stock options and everything else.
Right, and he could have went and just been his own man at any time, but he chose to be there and make sure Bruce was okay, okay as Bruce could be.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for them to bring Alfred back, but
Marcus?
At the same time, it's made Nightwing a better character because of Alfred's death.
I agree with that. I think people will argue the other way, but I disagree. I think that's what made him grow into the final stage of being who he is as a man and a superhero.
Yeah.
Because basically that whole Nightwing series has been about what he's been able to do with Alfred's money that he gave him, and not just turn it into I'm going to buy more gadgets and be like a Batman Jr. No, he put it out into the world. He's thinking big level, or as big as he can. Bloodhaven, Bloodhaven. He's going to Bloodhaven and turning Bloodhaven into what it should be. And I love what they've been doing with that.
And him having that money played a big part in Heartless being able to turn the city against him so easily.
Yeah.
But, nobody's this good. Something has to be wrong.
Right. That's true too. But
I'm loving you guys comic knowledge here. My God.
And again, too, awesome. That's one of the few series out there that nobody ever has anything bad to say about it. Yeah. Everybody loves it.
My brother is huge DC. I mean, huge DC. Marvel, but just, and so when he said you've got to read this Nightwing storyline, I was like, it's that good? He's like, it might be some of the best reading I've ever had. And I was like, wow, okay. Because he doesn't just throw that around. Like, he can be a little bit of a snob when it comes to that stuff too.
I feel like that about Tom King's Wonder Woman. That's so
I agree. I mean,
wait,
I love it when you guys be like
Tom King's Wonder Woman.
She would be like, "No, thank you."
I think it's some of the best written Wonder Woman ever.
Yeah.
Finally, somebody agrees with me.
They threw a building on her and she got back up. I was like, "Holy shit!"
And even the little issues, right? Like everything with her is about her, how regal and down there, how she's always sacrificing for everybody else at her own peril. She's thinking of who she can save. In that one-off issue when she's out shopping and you get that last panel with the gift they gave Bruce, and it's just like he understands the little moments that are important to the big characters that help flush them out.
And when Steve Trevor died, and but once she did something for herself by going and talking to him and creating Trinity, I was so heartbroken when he died. I wasn't the biggest Steve Trevor Wonder Woman guy, but Tom King made me care about that relationship.
Yeah. Well, and just the narrative being from the first arc, the narrative being from the villain's view. Mm-hmm. Just like, look, we've done everything we can to break her, and she's just who she is indomitable. It's just she is really this good. She is really, And even Kelly, again, I'm going to mention Kelly Thompson. I'm such a fan of her. Her Absolute Wonder Woman is incredible too.
Oh,
like how
so
you completely change her origin and she's still Diana to the core.
Yeah.
You see, I haven't read any
I love everything that Kelly Thompson is doing with Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman, from the Greek gods to her sacrificing her arm for Steve. It was just like, whoa.
You should really read her Captain Marvel run. That 50 issues is fantastic.
Now I want to have to.
So good. And they also, and Kelly Thompson had the smarts enough to put her and Rhodey back together too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Spoiler. It's good
spoiler.
though. But it's good. Like they end up in the future, they end up in the back again, and it goes all over. But Kelly Thompson is one of those writers. She knows how to write the characters she's writing. She does her research. She does the legwork. Yeah. And she knows how to write to the strengths of those characters, just like I think Tom King does. I know Tom King has a lot of haters, but so far he hasn't missed for me.
I have a friend.
What I've read. I
have a friend for the last 100 days. He's been doing Fire Tom King. He ruined Wonder Woman's dreams.
No way.
I don't understand it, but
I think he made Wonder Woman better than she's been.
Yes.
Yeah. I think he brought her up to another level.
Like every time you read it, like your heart goes out for it. Your heart is attached to Wonder Woman in that issue, just like what she's doing. And some of the dialogue in that, especially when she's facing the military and she's just she could just take them down with a few sentences.
How about when she had to do like all three girls were like saying, "Well, we're going with you," and she's like, "No, we're good. I'm good." You know, I'm good.
But,
and when she's walking up to the White House, I'm just like, "Oh my God, what is she gonna do? What is she gonna do?"
Now,
that was some great writing.
What I want from Tom King though is a team book, and I want it to be Donna Troy and Yara Flor.
That's acceptable. I would love to see that.
I would love to see those two teamed up and just have their own book together.
Yeah, because Donna Troy has been such a wasted character, and so has Yara Flor.
And I love the actress that played her in Titans too.
Oh, she was great.
Oh my God.
And I was so talk about
my Lord,
hating on casting, right? Who blew me away is like when they were casting that, I'm like, I was like, oh, they're changing Starfire. That's not gonna work. Then as soon as I watched it, oh my gosh, I love the actress of Starfire.
Oh, she was so good.
You know, John and I went to Galaxy Con.
It's so gorgeous
in Richmond, and that had come out. The Titans had come out, and there was, so they had a couple of them there to do their little booth, and nobody was there. Like, nobody was
I been
to it. You know, I mean, like, what's his name? Reacher, Alan Richardson. By himself, just sitting over there by himself, texting.
Wow.
And the girl that played, Wonder Girl sitting over there, nobody was there. But then again, nobody, and this is a sin, was at Giancarlo Esposito's booth, and he played an amazing character with the Darksaber in Mandalorian. Thank you. I could get ready to say Boba Fett, but I meant Mandalorian. And screw that. Everything else he's done is amazing. I mean, and all of them went to the voice actors. They had all these voice actors for all these manga shows. And I was like, I don't know who these people are.
I don't know,
but their line is around the corner. Who is this person? I don't know.
Oh, dude, I would have been at that Titans one, getting all the women to sign it. I love the girl who played Dove was great. Raven was fantastic. But again, Starfire, Donna Troy.
Titans and Doom Patrol are some of the most underwatched, underrated shows, and they're so good. People did not give those shows a chance.
And that old 90s show I liked a lot too, Birds of Prey.
I did not watch Doom Patrol, and my brother's like, "You need to watch it." I'm like,
"You need to watch it."
He's like, "You need to watch it." I was like, "Maybe we'll see." I might, when I have nothing else to watch, I might watch it. But he's like, "You're stupid. This is an awesome show." But he loved Doom Patrol the book. I mean, like he loves the obscure characters of DC as well. Like you know, he has all that weird stuff like Starman and Aztec, for crying out loud.
Aztec's a great series.
You know,
that 10
Aztec
issues
was a
were
great
fantastic. Dark too, really well written. Art was great.
Yeah,
Aztec
well,
was really
he's got them all.
underrated.
He's got all that stuff, and like, you know, he's trying to complete the Alex Ross Justice Society covers. You know, like a 9.8 or a 9.6.
Nice.
And it's the only guy on that has a copy of it on eBay knows that he's like, you can go look at the census. It's like 2 books. Him and somebody else that has it in their own collection. Like,
those covers are tough because they're black. Those
black,
are some tough covers.
And I'm like, why don't you just try to get it raw and we'll send it in? He's like, I don't know. It's really hard to get it in a 9.8 or a 9.6. And I'd just rather buy it. I was like, okay. But you know,
we just got a new subscriber there.
Jerry the Jitterbug.
All right, and now we're to our final book, the spec pick. What is your spec pick, sir?
My spec pick is say Marvel book. It's one of my favorite new characters that Marvel did in that whole new Marvel lineup and all that stuff. And she has become a character on her own. She doesn't have to depend on Spider-Man. And I wish they would just give her a book and put good writers on it. So, first appearance of Spider-Gwen, Edge of Spider-Verse #2.
Oh, okay.
So I want to see her in live action. I really do.
I thought you were going to go with Silk for a minute.
Nah, they can keep Silk.
So who would play her?
You know, if Sydney Sweeney's available, if she's not Black Cat, just saying. You know, I think she will make a really good Spider-Gwen, or maybe even Anya Taylor-Joy.
I really liked Anya Taylor-Joy as Magic, though, in the New Mutants movie.
I've never watched it.
It is good.
It's really good.
That got held up with distribution issues.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it. You'll like it. It's good.
It's not what you think.
I thought it was. I thought it was great. I still watch it now and then. I really enjoyed New Mutants.
Oh, I have something to watch while I'm in my hotel room in Canada tomorrow night.
If you watch it though, you got to tell me if you liked it or not. You got to send me a message and let me know.
I definitely will.
But I thought it really worked. It was great
with the crossover of Miles and all those characters on that. I mean, it's a wonder that hasn't gone live action yet.
Yeah.
Like they have every video game with him in it, and you would think she'd be right there in the mix. I mean, I'm really shocked that hasn't come out and they said, okay, we cast this person for Miles, which by the way, I want it to be a nobody. I don't want to even know who this person is. I want him to find that person on the street or, you know, a casting person that says, you know what, he's done a little bit of work, but you're not going to know who he is, because that would be off though, right?
Because we keep having Peter Parker movies back in high school. Let Peter Parker be an adult. You have the new in high school Spider-Man. That's Miles. Let him have that mantle now. Let Peter Parker be an adult. Then you can cross those two over and have him be a mentor as well and have them learn from each other.
And I don't think that what's his name's coming back to play Spider-Man anymore.
Tom Holland?
Yeah,
they already announced 4, buddy.
Really? Because I got the impression he was like, I'm going to do maybe one more, and that's it.
That's just to get.
He was negotiating the big contract.
Well, see, I just don't know if he's
adult
enough.
I'm not a fan of Tom Holland.
I like him, but I don't think he's adult enough.
Spider-Man so far, but I want an adult Peter Parker Spider-Man movie now. Stop. He doesn't have to be in high school every freaking movie.
I agree.
You got Miles for that now.
Yeah.
Miles, new young Spider-Man. Let Peter Parker be an adult. Let him be a teacher. Let him have Parker Industries. Let him be an adult. Let him be married. Let MJ be at home worrying about him. Let Peter out on an adventure with the Black Cat in that triangle.
Marvel is missing. What they're missing is a Miles Gwen book. They need that book. That book will attract so many fans. They can tell so many stories with Miles and Gwen swinging around the city.
And that second animated one, it's so good, right?
It is so good.
Oh, I can't. I'm grounded. Is Spider-Man grounded? Like those two together.
See, I haven't watched that one yet. I saw the first one, but I haven't watched that one.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's great.
It's so great.
It'll go by so fast because you get so wrapped up in it. You don't even know. You're like, it's done already.
I wonder if
and we're still waiting for the third part to come out.
I'm so sad that it's not coming out to like 2027.
Right.
I wonder what streaming that's on.
It should be on Netflix. It's Sony, so probably Netflix.
Great spec pick though with Gwen.
Thank you.
But and just another character you didn't know would have such a big comeback, right? And then Gwen Stacy's everywhere. I like that they never put her and Peter back together because they shouldn't.
It shouldn't. No,
they shouldn't.
It's been too long. I don't know what they're doing with Gwenpool over there. I enjoyed the first issue. Let's see how they explain that she's back from the dead.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm giving him the on the Gwenpool.
But great books.
Oh my god,
you killed it, man. That was awesome.
Thank you
so much. So enjoyable. Yeah. But we're gonna do like we do. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna go around see what everybody's got coming up. We're gonna of course start with you, Jim. We always start with my co-host. What is coming up for you?
Well, I got shot down at the 1800s house that I wanted to do a whole video on. So I got to start scouting out some other areas. In the meantime, I think what I'm going to do is a video on, like, I'm not sure how I'm going to title it, how to get the most out of your con experience, your Comic-Con experience. And because I feel like there's people out there that might be interested in comics and might want to go to a con, but don't really have, like, it can be overwhelming. And I think there's some basic principles and strategy to go by. So, yeah, I thought that might be a nice little video to make. Since I'm going to Heroes Con coming up soon, I will use that as a template because to me, it's the ultimate con. And yeah, that's what's coming up.
You could just title it 5 Do's and Don'ts of Cons.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's good. Simple to the point.
Or if you want to get some views, Jim, how I lost my pants at Comic-Con.
how I shouldn't have taken that quote unquote not very strong gummy, something like that.
Now coming up for me next week, I actually I didn't schedule anyone on the 3rd. I was toying with having a day off from the tubes, but if somebody reaches out and they really want to come on the show, I'll make a show for them. But anyone out there in the crowd who's watching, especially in the chat, if you're new to the channel and you want to come on and do your own 1011, just reach out to me on Instagram. I'm usually scheduled 2 months ahead. Right now, I am scheduling in July because I gave myself a little scheduling break, and now I'm going to jump back on it again. Because sometimes you need to give yourself a little mental rest. I was scheduled up for 3 months ahead. Now I'm only scheduled for June. So I'm going to schedule July next. But if you are interested in making an appearance on the 1011 and you see how much fun we can have, reach out to me on IG and I will set you up. We also do themed episodes because my next episode is next Thursday, and we have Mark Andrews from Canada, who's a legend on the show. He's been on tons, but he's doing a Viewmaster 1011.
Oh man.
Yeah. So we got that to look forward to next week. Yes. So we do a lot of theme ones here too, Brucifer.
Yeah.
So you ever got anything else you collect? You wanted I just did an Atlas Seaboard 2 nights ago. Atlas Seaboard comics with Chuck Hensley. That was great. I love the Atlas Seaboard comics. But if there's ever anything you want to do a special theme on, reach out to me. We'll set up a show around it.
We did a board game one.
We did 2 board game ones, and they were both amazing.
I love board games.
I mean,
the first guy, Milt, showed a board game from 1906.
Yeah. I mean, it was insane. Yeah.
And then Mark Andrews came on. on his board game episode. Showed some great ones, like from TV shows. Like he had one, The Woman from U.N.C.L.E. I think. Yeah, just amazing, like just obscure things that you don't even know exist. He had them. But we've done albums. We've done a bunch of different ones.
Posters.
Yeah, this format fits a lot of different genres. It's fun to play around with. But
great.
with that, we always kick it to our guests. What's coming up for you, Brucifer?
I will. Brucifer, fine. I'm going to con tomorrow, so probably plenty of footage. I'm meeting up with a couple people. 1063 Comics, Comic Vet, Flat Earth Santa, all those guys. So I usually do a show called Monday Madness. That's pretty much just rumors, movie talk, and just yelling at each other for an hour and a half.
Nice.
Then I do my Power Hour with my friend Mad Max, the Mandalorian from Movie Madness Entertainment, and it's pretty much a round table of opposing opinions on different stuff going on, whether it be movies, casting, or whatever. And I do my video once a week on the Hunt DCU logo variants, which are a thing now. They're selling for big money. The hardest things to find it from the 90s. And I have probably a live show off the shelf where Fridays, I'm starting Fridays at 5 p.m., where people just come out, what you picked up for the week, whether it be toys, comics, cards, vinyls, whatever. And we just talk and just hang out for an hour and a half.
Nice.
So that's pretty much me.
A lot going on. All right. Awesome. Thank you. And again, as always, I like to thank my co-host first. Thank you, Jim, so much. I always appreciate you being the wingman. You and Steve helped me out more than you guys know. Thank you so much. And of course, there's no show without a guest. So, Brucifer, thank you so much for agreeing to come on, even though you had no idea who I was and we hadn't met yet. I appreciate you taking the chance and coming out and having a great time with us because it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. A lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it was our pleasure.
Yeah,
and of course, to the audience, there's no show without an audience. Thank you to everyone who joined us in the live chat. We always appreciate your support. Now, the links to both of these gentlemen are in the description below. So if you enjoyed what we saw here tonight, go into the description, check out their links, sub them up on YouTube, follow them on IG, and you might find your new favorite content creator. But go check them out. It's not going to hurt you to do so. It's free. And of course, with that, if you're catching us on Rewind, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And as always, as we like to end these things, we're going to say thank you for watching and keep it casual.